Here's a fact that will completely change the way you think about attraction. Research shows that 85% of women don't feel genuine arousal until one specific thing happens first, and it's not what most men assume. Most guys believe attraction works the same way for women as it does for men. You see someone you like, you feel a spark, and you move forward. But the reality is much more complex. Some nights feel electric while others fall completely flat, even with women who seemed interested at first. And the difference comes down to understanding the actual psychology of female arousal. For most women, desire isn't something that can be switched on instantly by physical appearance or confidence alone. It's a process, one that builds gradually, step by step, as certain conditions are met. And once you understand that process, everything changes. Instead of guessing, forcing, or wondering why things didn't work out, you start to see attraction as something you can create by focusing on the right foundations. The first and most important stage is emotional safety. Before a woman can feel any sense of genuine attraction, her subconscious is asking one question: am I safe with this person? And safety here doesn't just mean physical safety, though that's a part of it. It's about emotional and psychological safety as well. It's about how you handle her boundaries. It's about whether you listen when she speaks or if you just wait for your turn to talk. It's about whether you respect her, no, even on the smallest things, or whether you push, manipulate, or get frustrated when she sets limits. From an evolutionary perspective, women who made poor choices in who they trusted often faced serious consequences, and those instincts are deeply wired into female psychology. They don't just disappear in the modern world. This is why emotional safety is non-negotiable. Without it, everything else collapses. A woman might enjoy spending time with you. She might even compliment you or flirt lightly. But if she doesn't feel that sense of safety, genuine arousal won't begin. This is also where many men go wrong, because they confuse chemistry with connection. Chemistry can be instant. Connection requires proof of safety over time, and it doesn't take grand gestures to build it. It takes consistency. It takes showing through your actions that you respect her autonomy, that you value her thoughts, and that you won't punish her for setting boundaries. Once emotional safety is established, the next stage begins: mental stimulation. And this is where attraction truly starts to spark. Women become aroused in the brain before the body. Countless studies confirm that women's arousal patterns are far more complex than men's. Men often experience arousal as a straightforward physical response. For women, it's multi-layered, involving psychological engagement, curiosity, and emotional resonance. Mental stimulation doesn't mean you need to be a genius or talk about complicated topics. It means engaging her mind in ways that make her feel excited, intrigued, and alive. It means asking real questions, the kind that make her think. It means sharing perspectives that surprise her, making observations that spark laughter or curiosity, and showing that you appreciate her intelligence and individuality. This doesn't come from bragging or showing off. In fact, one of the quickest ways to kill mental stimulation is to dominate the conversation with your achievements. Real stimulation comes from recognizing her intelligence, listening deeply, and encouraging her to share what she's passionate about. When you do this, you trigger a deeper sense of engagement. Her mind begins to associate you with excitement and curiosity, and this lays the foundation for attraction to build. Then comes anticipation, the third stage, and it's one of the most powerful forces in female arousal. Most men sabotage themselves here because they rush. They think the faster they move toward physical intimacy, the better. But for women, it's often the opposite. Arousal is about the build-up, the suspense, the delicious tension that develops when something is just out of reach. Think about your favorite movie. The climax isn't powerful because of the last scene alone. It's powerful because of the anticipation that led to it. Female arousal works in the same way. When you rush, you rob her of the anticipation. But when you slow down, when you let moments linger, when you create space for her to want more before giving it, you allow tension to build. This can be as simple as letting your eyes linger a second longer than usual, as subtle as brushing her arm casually, as playful as making a comment that hints at attraction without being crude. Anticipation is built in conversation, in body language, in time spent apart that leaves her thinking about you. And one of the most important lessons here is this: let her want it first. When she feels like she's choosing the pace, when she feels her desire growing naturally instead of being pressured, arousal deepens far beyond anything that could be forced. Next comes emotional connection, the fourth stage, and this is what transforms attraction from surface-level interest into something genuine and lasting. Physical attraction may grab attention, but emotional connection multiplies desire. For most women, arousal isn't just a physical experience, it's deeply emotional. When she feels seen, understood, and valued, her attraction to you increases exponentially. This is why women often describe intimacy with someone they're emotionally connected to as far more satisfying than casual encounters, even if the physical act itself doesn't change. Emotional connection is built through vulnerability. It's about sharing parts of yourself that go beyond the surface. It's about being honest about your struggles as well as your strengths, and creating space for her to do the same. Many men try to maintain a facade of perfection, thinking it makes them more attractive. But in reality, it often creates distance. When you allow yourself to be real, when you show that you can handle both your own emotions and hers with empathy, you create intimacy that no amount of charm or good looks can replace. Listening plays a huge role here too. Not just hearing words, but truly engaging with them, asking follow-up questions, remembering details she shared weeks ago, responding with presence instead of distraction. When a woman feels emotionally connected, her body naturally responds with deeper arousal because desire is tied to trust and intimacy. Finally comes physical attraction, the fifth stage. But notice how late it arrives in the process. For men, physical attraction often comes first. For most women, it becomes the catalyst only after the other stages are complete. And at this point, physical attraction feels completely different. Your touch means more because it's built on a foundation of safety, stimulation, anticipation, and emotional connection. Your presence becomes magnetic, not because of looks alone, but because of the energy, patience, and depth you've already shown. Physical chemistry at this stage is like a spark igniting a fire that's already been carefully prepared. Every glance, every touch, every kiss feels charged with meaning because of what's come before. And this is where so many men fail. They try to skip directly to this stage, expecting everything else to fall into place. But the truth is that female arousal doesn't work that way. It's not a light switch you flip. It's a process you nurture. And when you do it right, the physical connection becomes more intense than you imagined. Now here's where Stoicism ties in. Stoicism isn't about being cold or emotionless. It's about self-control, patience, and awareness. It's about not being ruled by impulse or desperation. Most men sabotage attraction by rushing, by ignoring boundaries, by seeking instant gratification. A Stoic approach flips that. Instead of chasing, you build. Instead of forcing, you allow. Instead of demanding, you respect. You stay grounded, patient, and observant, and that patience creates space for attraction to grow naturally. When you embody these principles, you not only become more attractive, you become someone women can trust deeply. You create the very conditions where real arousal can flourish. And this is the real secret most men never learn. Attraction isn't about tricks. lines, or techniques. It's about creating safety, stimulating the mind, building anticipation, deepening connection, and finally, allowing physical attraction to ignite on its own. And when you understand that, you don't just get attention, you create desire, genuine, lasting, powerful desire. That's the difference between moments that fizzle and connections that feel electric. That's the difference between surface-level attraction and real intimacy. And that's why 85% of women don't feel aroused until this process begins. It's not about being difficult or complicated. It's about how human psychology actually works. And once you understand it, everything about attraction changes.